Hi there, it's Shannon. Welcome to my 5th and final day of the Art Gallery Bundle campaign. Today's card, we're going to do a bit of embossing, a bit of heat embossing, a bit of stamping off. I'm excited to show you this card, and I hope you've enjoyed all of the cards I've shared with you so far. So to start off with, I'm using a basic white thick cardstock for my cardstock base. And I folded it in half. Onto the base, we're going to put a piece of Pretty Peacock cardstock and a piece of the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. And we can put that right down on our card. Sorry, on our card base. I like all of the different patterns in the Fine Art Floral paper pack, but I think that this one in particular is my favorite. I really like the blues and grays and yellows together. Okay, so now we're going to set that aside for a minute, and we're going to take, I have two pieces of cardstock here. One is in Pretty Peacock and one is in Smoky Slate. So we're going to take the Smoky Slate one and we're going to do a bit of stamping and a bit of embossing. So we're going to use our large floral stamp. The second layer, I call it the second layer to that stamp, and then we're going to use this little guy here as well. So we're going to start with the big one, and I'm using some basic gray ink. I'm using a Stampin' Spot to do this. You don't have to by any means. It's probably much faster with a full-size ink pad. I just happen to really like the little Stampin' Spots. And I'm stamping off onto a scrap piece of paper, and then I'm stamping on to my cardstock. And I'm going to repeat that 2 more times. Stamp off on a scrap of paper, and then I will stamp onto my cardstock. And one last time up in the corner. There we go. Stamp off, and then we'll stamp up in the corner. Okay, next I'm going to take this little guy, and again using the basic gray ink, I'm going to stamp onto, I'm not going to stamp off, I'm going to stamp onto my Smoky Slate cardstock. And I want this to be much darker than the pale gray that I just stamped earlier. I'll do that for all 3. Okay, and now that that's done, I'm going to take my embossing buddy. I'm just going to lightly go over my card. I'm going to take some Versa Mark ink and this second layer. And we're going to stamp onto, I'm actually going to use a scrap of paper, I think, underneath this. I'm going to stamp on onto our cardstock. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the great thing about this stamp set. This layered stamping is very forgiving. I'm just kind of eyeballing. And I'm going to do all 3. Like so. And then I'm going to take some white embossing powder. There we go. And I'm going to give this a quick emboss with my heat tool. There we go. I think we've covered it all. We'll just put this away. And now we can add this to the pretty peacock base. So, can't see what I'm doing when I'm not looking over top of my work. Okay, and then we're going to add this to our card base using some Stampin' Dimensionals. Everything's really staticky. It doesn't want to get off of me. Okay, now we can add this to our card base. There we go. And then I stamped the I'm Thinking of You sentiment with the Memento ink, black Memento ink, and I'm going to put it onto a thin strip of the pretty peacock cardstock. Kind of center it. Is that centered? I can't tell when I'm not over top of it. There we go. And then for the ends, I'm just going to trim them on a slight angle. How does that look right there? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And we'll glue that down. Straight. Yeah, I think we're pretty good. Okay, and last but not least, we will add our basic jewels. And what do you think? One more up here? Sure. There we go. Okay, you guys, that's it. There's card number 5. I really appreciate you joining me for these last few days to do these cards. I've really had a lot of fun putting these videos together for you, and I really do hope you've enjoyed them. So don't forget to take advantage of the promotion that I have going on right now. The information can be found on my Facebook page. Please reach out to me with any questions, comments. Click the like button below if you like these videos, and I hope to see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.